I find it more than super fascinating that Dennis Ole Itumbi, the man heading the propaganda machine of Deputy President William Samoei Ruto, today finds himself in precisely the same situation as the campaign of Deputy President William Samoei Ruto, his boss, his employer. Let me explain. We all know that Deputy President William Samoei Ruto started his campaigns for the presidency almost immediately after the 2017 presidential elections. He started going all over the country, and quickly earned the nickname Team Tanga Tanga, kwa sababu alikuwa na tanga tanga nchi nzima, campaigning to take over the presidency from President Uhuru Kenyatta. They had no competition. Their competitors were busy serving the people of Kenya. And unfortunately, some of their competitors were very busy putting out the fires that the Deputy President's campaign had started lighting, causing problems in various parts of the country. I know some of you don't know this, but at least now you know. Now all of a sudden, wanaume wamejitokezea. His competitors have come, and is no longer alone campaigning. If he goes to a certain area, his competitors have already been there, and they're coming immediately after he leaves. The reception is not the same. The money that needs to be spent to buy crowds has to be more now than it was before. In case you haven't noticed, the Deputy President's campaign is struggling. I know many of you won't agree, but just observe very carefully. The next campaign you see involving the Deputy President, and then compare it to a Raila Odinga campaign or a Martha Karua campaign, and then get back to me. Anyway, that is the case with the Deputy President. Now, on to Etumbi. Dennis Etumbi, in 2017, did a marvelous propaganda job for the Jubilee Party, the then ruling Jubilee Party, and still ruling today. Although it's a very different animal, minus William Ruto and his cronies. And many of us, including yours truly, were not fully aware of what was going on. We had no idea how the polls were being skewed to favor President Uhuru Kenyatta, and exactly how it was being done. We were in the dark. And Dennis Itumbi had a field day. Now the problem, when you win and you win big, it can easily go into your head, so that you believe you are the best thing since sliced bread was discovered. And he was alone in the game. Many people didn't even know how the game is played. They had no idea. Fast forward to the present. Wanaume wamejitokezea. There are many other people in this propaganda game. And because of the credentials of the Azimio candidate for the presidency, these propaganda people have to do less to achieve what Dennis Itumbi has to do a lot more to achieve for his candidate. These propaganda people competing against Itumbi don't even have to do much. Because of Raila Odinga's track record, because of his credentials, and because many Kenyans remember the way this man has suffered for a better Kenya, what this man has contributed to a better Kenya. These Azimio propaganda chaps can afford to do one or two lazy things once in a while and still impress the employer. What that means is that even if they're not as good as Itumbi is at the game, they're winning hands down. And this is the Dennis Itumbi nightmare. Recently, I took in a video that was laughable. A propaganda video that was laughable, if you're just observant. The headline of this video was the following. Martha Karua heckled. Yeah. Martha Karua meets with chants of Ruto, Ruto, as she enters her own home county of Kirinyaga. And so I assumed that maybe this was true. Maybe this happened, yeah, when her entourage passed a certain section of Kirinyaga. It happens in politics. You'll not be well received everywhere. And so I took in this video. I really laughed. It was not convincing at all. Somebody had tried to do a voiceover that they kept on running again and again. Yeah, of a few people, a handful of people actually, shouting, Ruto, Ruto, Ruto. It didn't fly, at least not for me. I believe this illustrates just how much Dennis Itumbi is struggling in this game at the moment. Although we have to admit he's up against impossible odds. It is indeed a propaganda war he can never win. Yeah, because of the circumstances and the environment that I've just described. But of course that will not stop him from trying. And you know, Itumbi worked with many people in Jubilee who are still on the other side. They're now opposing what he's doing. Indeed, Itumbi taught them a lot of tricks, yeah, which they can now use against him. Very interesting situation developing here. Yeah. And you can be sure I'm following it with a lot of interest. Yeah, because I know the impact that propaganda had in 2017. And even today I'm taking with a lot of interest this polls being done on Twitter. Yeah, I've explained in a video on this channel exactly how those polls are rigged. Ruto will never fail to win in those polls on Twitter. Anybody Itumbi wants to win will have to win those polls in Twitter. Yeah. Thanks to handles which have been purchased. Thousands of handles. Somebody was giving me a figure of 100,000. Yeah, have been purchased from India. These are not real people. But they will vote in these polls and always give Itumbi's agenda an edge. And many of us Kenyans are still taking in these polls. And they're believing them. Some are even telling me, what's wrong with you, Chris Kumekucha? You mean you don't know anything about scientific polls? Wewe ulienda shule. This is a scientific poll. It is telling us the truth. The deputy president is very popular. Oh, yes, scientific indeed. Now as we head closer and closer to August 9th, this propaganda game should get even more interesting. And so, my strong recommendation, tafuta popcorn kwa wingi. Yeah, you're going to need it. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.